Keelia, as someone who's talked about her love of this broad genre of content lifestyle and who's plugged into that world, whether that's the whole movement toward romanticizing your life, which we talked about with you on the podcast, or romance novels, we also talked about and now having written your own romance novel that's described as very comfort core base, what's the special appeal of this broad genre and lifestyle, and why do you think we're seeing such a big explosion of its popularity?
I absolutely love this discussion and this question. So it's funny because when I think about the things like the TV shows, the movies that I find myself returning to, or the books that I look back on with a certain fondness, they a lot of times fit into this cozy core area, right? So, for example, Gilmore Girls. I've
Yeah.
seen Gilmore Girls probably 10 times to the point where I know already exactly what's going to happen in every season, every episode. I know some of the lines by heart. And why is that? Because it is so cozy to me, right? It feels like I'm coming home again. It feels like I'm with my friends. So I think you're absolutely right. There is just this explosion of cozy fiction and TV shows and lifestyle choices, and also ones that a lot of times tend to focus on small towns. And so I think the thing that you mentioned first is absolutely correct. Like, I think it's true that life is exhausting and it's sad and it's scary at times, and it can feel like it's filled with anything but whimsy. And so it would make sense that we would try to orient ourselves and find ourselves drawn towards things that seem untouched by the darkness that we just so often feel like invades our day-to-day life and the stories that we're living with our own lives. And so I think cozy stories and small town stories can offer that dose of whimsy that we need to get through another day in a world that just feels like it weighs us down and begins to lose color as we get older. But I think that there's a couple of other reasons, or at least for me, there are a couple of other reasons